sounds like a snap. Oh my God.
That was the better one. The song
Okay. Oh my God. It's like magic. Literally like magic.
Although it may seem a little mundane, packing up boxes and, being on the assembly line, what we're really doing is putting in hundreds of hours into the people on the streets who need us. And they need us in a way that none of us will ever understand. And for the last couple of weeks, I've been on the grounds every day. They know we're coming today, they know we're coming tomorrow, and they look forward to seeing us because we're the one little bit of hope that they have to have a warm meal in their bellies and to know that somebody in the world is actually caring for them and loving them. And without people like you showing up today to give your time, your energy, and your spirit, none of this is possible. So I want to really say thank you to everyone, because what we're doing here today may seem small, but it's actually really, really big, and it's impacting hundreds and thousands of families. So I thank you, I love you, I look forward to doing this with you today.
My name is Serena Buffalino, and I am the founder of Help Heal Humanity. Help Heal Humanity is a charity that is focused on unconditional giving, love, and support to some of the most vulnerable communities in the world.
When you do nothing, nothing happens. Best time to take action is now. This is the time to work on you and your business. So I've created a group, an online academy for professionals and entrepreneurs. Power Partners will help you to start helping yourself.
Helped me change my life and my business.
Not a Toastmasters, it's not a BNI, it's not any of these, but it is. So it's all this stuff in one place.
Get the results that you deserve right now. So what are you waiting for? Let's make it happen. See you in Power Partners.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Wonderful, because it's Tuesday.
Because it's
Tuesday. Shine happiness.
And this is the Time to Shine Happiness show. And I am truly, it's like give yourself something when you do something on a regular basis. The same day, and we tend to be creatures of habit.
Yes.
However, one of the things of why we do that is because the things that we do repetitively, especially the positive things, the things that we look forward to,
yes,
those are the things that we look forward to. And so, Tuesday's going to be Time to Shine Happiness show, or Friday is Fish Day, or, all of those things, they all go into our mental makeup.
Yeah.
So important.
So important.
And I think that's one of the things that is happening right now. People are not taking the time to set things in motion to give them that mental boost.
You're right. You're right.
They're not doing it. And because they're just kind of like going from day to day to day to day to day to day to day, doing the mundane things. They get up at the same time, they go to work at the same time, they take the same route, they do the same job, they talk to the same people, which in itself is not bad. I mean, those are not bad things. However, then the next day they do exactly the same things again. And so I just truly believe that one of the things that this show works towards is shaking that up a little bit. This is the Time to Shine Happiness show. What can you do to make yourself a little bit happier?
Yes.
And one of the things is that, and what is the definition of happiness? Happiness and joy are two different things. Joy is your inner, that no matter what's going on around you, you can have your joy. But happiness, and this is one of the things that I have really worked at, and I'm working at, and I'm teaching my clients. Happiness is if you can do the things that make the day a little bit less negative. Because we have 85,000 thoughts in a day.
Every time you say that, Barbara, I'm like, wow. Well, happiness, just to add to what you're saying with happiness, I believe it's a choice. You have to make
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So because our thoughts are so repetitive, I think it's 95% of them are repetitive and 85% of them are negative. So first thing in the morning, what are you saying to yourself? Are you lying? I mean, we all have that moment where we lie in bed and go, okay, I do have to get up.
I had that today.
What's your next thought? What is your next thought? Is it, I have to get up?
You want me to, I'll give you an example since we're going through this process. So I woke up like, I gotta get up. I'm tired. I just want to get one, that little hit the
snooze.
I hit it one time. And then when I hit it there, I said, next thought came in my mind.
Yeah.
I can't disappoint Barbara. I gotta get up. We have a show. What are you doing, Barbara? This is not me, Barbara. Me talking to me, Barbara. And get up. Get up. And the last get up was like get, and it was loud. Like get up.
Exactly. And that, and there are days when you just really, and in fact, statistically, they say there's probably 300 days that you wake up and you're feeling a little grumpy and not quite yourself. The thing is though, in that moment, you can choose.
Yeah.
Plus you do have to get up, but then you get to choose, okay, how are you going to get up?
Yes.
Are you going to get up and say, hey, you know what? This is the day that the Lord has made. I'm going to rejoice and be glad in it. Or you're going to say, oh, I can't believe I have to go through this day. That is your choice. However, when you are the positive, wake up and go, hey, you know what? This is going to be a great day. the Time to Shine Happiness show is coming on. You know,
I did. That's what I did say. You're right. That's what I said. But plus, added to that, after I said I don't want to.
Exactly.
I have a accountability here. My accountability partner, Barbara Ellis.
Yep.
And then I said, okay, Barbara, take a shower. And I said, just go into the shower, take a shower.
Exactly. And one of the things that I do is if I'm feeling slightly just kind of put on your lipstick, absolutely, but I put on perfume, my favorite perfume that I save for special occasions.
Okay.
I have my body spray that I will put on, but when I'm really, it's like I'm going to put on my fancy perfume that is like a little pricier. Put it that way. A little pricier. So I'll put and I did that this morning. I said, today's one of those days. I am going to put on my fancy perfume. And you can smell it on yourself. Whatever it takes, people. Whatever it takes. How are you? And I think, and in honor of, because of our guest is Angel Fuccy, and she's all about, and plus you are all about visibility, getting yourself out there. Well, you know what? How are you going to show up today?
Yes.
Your life. You might not have a show to do, but you get to do whatever it is that you're doing. So how are you going to show up for that?
Yes.
And
that's the choice. That's the choice you have to make.
That's the choice. And, mental awareness is so important, because one of the things I said the other day, and I can't remember who I said it to, and I said, well, you can't get away from yourself. So why not get along with yourself?
You said that last week too. And
Did
I was
say that last week? Yeah. But it's so true. And so many people have commented that, oh, Barbara, you're right. We don't think about it.
No.
You can't get away from yourself.
Yeah. I mean, everybody else, you can kind of say, okay, I can take a breather or a break.
I can take a breather or sunshine, or take a sunshine break.
Oh,
take a sunshine break.
So where did that come from? I like that sunshine break.
Take a sunshine break. It is, well, actually, what part of it was back in the day, and it probably is still some of the things, is that like my sister, when she first started working for the airline, they got to take smoking breaks. Well, then of course it was like, well, then you can't smoke on the property, or you can't smoke, you have to go 15 feet from the doors. You couldn't smoke in the buildings. All when that came up, then people started saying, well, I'm going to go take a sunshine break if they don't smoke.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Smoke. I'm going to go take a sunshine break. Plus, it's so good for you. Vitamin D. 20 minutes of vitamin D, because vitamin D is one of those ones that your body does not manufacture. So you have to get it from light. And whether you go outside, like for myself, I have a sunlight therapy lamp that I have in front of my desk.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And they are amazing. They are amazing because it gives you your body. It's like having a grow light for plants.
Okay.
But it's a therapy, yeah. And I would have to. I'll get the name of it and where to get it. But it really does. So on the really gloomy winter days, when like us, if you are above, the Mason-Dixon line kind of thing, then you need to do sunshine.
Sunshine, yeah, sunshine.
And do either sunshine therapy or something like that, or get a therapy lamp.
It is very interesting, like you said, real quickly about the vitamin D that, our body don't really produce that. That's something that we have to add. And then over time, if people don't do it the regular way or go out and get it, like you said, a lot of complications can happen, Yeah.
And people will suffer with SAD, seasonal affective disorder. And that's a winter thing. And that part of that is because they're not getting enough vitamin D.
See.
So
every day.
And the thing is, this is mental awareness. It's just, I didn't know that. Well, now you do. So now you can take steps. Now you can take steps to get in your vitamin D. And people think that they can just pop a pill.
Well, the doctor tells you that. They's like, you need
Doctor tells you that.
1,000 whatever or milligrams or whatever that you need to take.
Milligrams of vitamin D. The thing is that vitamin D is one of those that you have to have calcium with for your body to absorb it. So if you're not taking the right amount, and I always equate it to water. Water is H2O. You have to have 2 parts of hydrogen, 1 part of oxygen, you'll get water every time. If you don't have that equation, you don't get water. Well, vitamin D is the same thing. Our nutrients are the same way. If you don't have the right combination, it'll go in one end out the other, which we've talked about before too. So, but that's my soapbox.
That's a good soapbox.
That's a good soapbox. But anyways, I'm so excited. Angel is just absolutely an amazing PR girl. I've known her for years, and we've done several. Then she taught me how to do public, PR press releases. Anyways, so one of the things, me and my looking up what kind of days there are. Well, so I have a whole thing that's the year in like the complete year.
Okay.
So what I did this morning was I put in PR, public, visibility, all that kind of stuff into the calendar. Well, guess what? In October, there is a National Publicist Day.
Really? Okay.
I love these things. But anyways, number 1, the very first press release, when do you think it was written?
Here's a year that I got to pick, right?
Yeah. Well, when do you think? How long ago? Here in this country.
How long ago? Probably, I would say maybe 105 years.
Yeah. 1906. So you were close. 1906.
Wow. I hit it again almost.
And the New York Times.
Okay.
1906. The New York Times printed verbatim the very first press release, and it was written by a guy named Ivy Lee. And he is now considered the father of modern PR.
Wow. Was he named after the school? Well, I know this, so Ivy Lee.
His name Ivy Lee.
It looks like his name was school or something.
But anyways, he represented the Pennsylvania Railroad. And and listen to this, there was a 3-car train accident in 1906. It's somewhere I don't know where it was, but anyways, that 3-car train had jumped a track. Well, 50 people were injured.
Wow.
So what he did was he convinced the company to provide a train car to take the reporters to the scene of the accident and report it. Well, that from there, that's where people want to know. People want to know things. They want to know the good, the bad, those kinds of things. But they were so impressed with the things that he did that became the big thing, and it became the statement from the road. And that became the first thing. So that's where our PR stuff came from, because the Pennsylvania Railroad.
So people need to blame him for the paparazzis.
For the paparazzi. The thing is,
they run to everything and they're everywhere.
Exactly. There is, it's a love-hate relationship. You love it or you hate it. Like Carol and I, we were talking this morning that there's the good and the bad. It's getting it when you're a publicist and you're getting out there the positive things, the things that people are doing. That's awesome. Then of course you get the ones that are like, well, we have to take this bad thing that happened and spin it for good.
Yeah.
And it's like, so that's why I really think that it's a love-hate relationship. But when you get somebody like Angel that's coming on, and like you that does visibility, we're promoting the big stuff, the good stuff, the stuff that people need to hear more of.
Yes.
And but the thing is, though, we're always at work. I mean, even behind our eyelids, we close our eyes and we start seeing, oh, I could do this and I could do this to get the word out there. Or gee, maybe if I did this will look better on this piece. We all do that. But I just thought that was really cool, that from 1906.
That's what started. I mean, think about it. He basically he talked to somebody, made sure that the train got there, put men on to get the reporters,
get out there and they probably took aid. And because, I mean, back then,
1906,
there was few and far between. I mean, like now you've got it, like with me, we down our railroad track, we probably have in just space up between here and Chicago, we have 50 towns that are just like 3 or 4 miles apart. Back then, oh brother, to get to that train, that would have been a big ordeal.
Yeah, I'm thinking, because they didn't get there like that. I mean,
no. So can you imagine? And so what he brought attention to the fact that the train company really took people out there to help the people, and to clean it up and all those things. And he wrote a press release about it. Wow. That they had done that. And that's what press releases are supposed to be. And like, that's one of the things Angel taught me how to do a press release. So I've done them in the past. But which was fun to do. Just, but the thing is, people say, oh, how do you write a press release? Well, guess what? Angel teaches you how to do that, and there's a formula.
Yeah. And then, like you said, you can either, and she probably either say you do it. She'll teach you how to do it, or she can do it for you, right?
Or she can do it for you.
Yeah.
Exactly. And there's a lot of companies that do pay her to do that. But it was just so interesting, because then one of the things that struck me was that 3-car train, and that was a long train. Now I mean I have a train track like 2 blocks from my house. We'll sit there at the train crossing and we'll see 2 engines, and then part of the train. Then we see another 2 engines. We know we're going to be sitting there for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, there are hundreds of cars. And then when you see one at the end, you know that train is probably going out west to go through the Rockies.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, because they need extra juice to get up those hills, to get up the mountains, to get through the mountains. That's why. They'll have maybe you can really tell a train that's really going. There'll be like 3 engines in the front, and then maybe 2 in the middle, and even sometimes 1 in the back. That they'll put on.
They have to get up
to help the push, especially in the wintertime, because they have to be able to go through snow.
Yeah, mountains and snow. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
you have to go through snow.
I never see. I'm telling you, Barbara, you come on, you give us all this wonderful information, and I'm, I like how you said about, the press release again, because I know Angel's gonna, give us some goods on that. That it can be anything. See, some people feel like you have to have this big,
exactly,
whatever going on. You could have a press release just something that's,
in fact, exactly. And one of the things that you and I are going to do, and so we're putting it out there to make sure that we do it, is that we're coming up on our anniversary. We can put out a press release on the fact that we're having our 3rd anniversary, and that we have graduated to the next level of E360 TV.
Yes, and guess what? We're going to do that. I'm glad you're putting us accountable for that. And then also to add to the press release for in October, what's going to happen? Well, for the whole Diamond Factor Network,
exactly,
that's going to be put out too. So yeah, it's those people feel like I said they feel like they have to just grand whatever, or you have to have an event or whatever going on, and I'm like, no, press releases are for anything that you want to announce. Yeah.
Exactly, and it's like that group that's help a reporter out. They're always looking for stories. If you have a thought, if you have an idea, reach out. You never know. Sometimes you just never know, and Angel will tell you that you just never know who's looking for what when.
Well, you know what? We keep talking about this wonderful Queen Angel, and we're going to have her here so she can give us her genius, her lane of genius, as I call it,
Yep.
And but before we do that, we always have to honor our sponsors. So we
give them visibility.
Yeah, to give them some visibility, right? Yeah, and we'll be right back.
Good Friday, everyone. Your real worth isn't defined by your net worth. What makes you valuable is how you use what you have been given. All of us have gifts. Make sure you're making the most of yours. Have an amazing Friday.
It is now the bottom of the hour. I'm excited to welcome Nancy Matthews to our program today. Nancy is an author of a book. I'm going to go ahead and highlight it in the carousel for you guys. There it is, The One Philosophy. We're going to talk to Nancy not only about the re-release of the book, but also what it's been like for her to share the message with all of you guys. Nancy, great to have you on with us.
Hello, hello, hello. So happy to be here.
Yes, the Queen Angel is here. Media extraordinaire.
Hi, ladies. How are you?
Hi, Angel. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I am doing fantastic. I'm so excited to be here. And it just gave me an option. Like I can now also stream this to my audience. So I'm going to push this out for you. How's that sound?
Yeah.
That would be wonderful.
I love StreamYard. They always keep adding stuff. And when I seen that was another feature, I'm like, yes.
Yeah, I just logged in. I never saw that before. And it was so funny because I will tell you, I had just had like a little moment. I'm like, oh, I'm not crazy about StreamYard. They don't have the filters like that make me look all fabulous.
Oh, I know.
And then it comes in, it's like, but we have this other feature. I'm like, oh, okay, you're back in my good graces again.
I know. It's like good and bad when it comes to StreamYard sometimes.
But they're trying.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing. They're trying.
They're trying.
They're doing good.
Well, first, this is my first time meeting you, Angel. I feel like I've been knowing you forever. All of a sudden, just you being on, and Barbara's been just giving you your praises, and I was like, okay, we got to bring this queen on. Yeah. She has to come on the show.
Yeah,
I know, Barbara. It's been a long time, but it's really great to see you again.
It's been years, and in fact, the last time we saw each other, we were on the Marketers Cruise. So that
has been a hot minute, hasn't it?
That and we had known each other for years before that. And I took one of Angel's classes of how to write press releases, taught me how to write press releases and those kinds of things. And just such an amazing, and I'm going to tell on her a little bit. She is just so nice to work with. Very patient. I'm one of those that I need hand holding, which you probably have heard me say before. I need hand holding. And it's just like, Barbie, just do it this way. No, it's okay, Barbie, just do it this way, and very patient. And so, yeah.
Well, the good news is I have two hands, so I can hold your hand. And I love doing that for entrepreneurs so many times. You've never done this before. You don't know how it works. It's a little bit, just the unknown is a little bit scary. And so I love doing that. I love holding your hand, walking you through the process, because there are, and I heard you saying right before the break, there are media opportunities every single day, people looking for stories. And if we can be a feeder for that, become a trusted source and have a system in place that's getting our story out consistently into the media, then it's a game changer for small businesses. And I just love being that. So Barbara, it was so much fun to work with you.
Yeah, it was a blast. And we met each other at several events, and So it was just, yeah. I mean, and you get to know who you just gel with people. And Angel was one of those people that it was just like, oh, well, Barb, do it this way. Oh,
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, you ladies are doing some amazing things, right? It looks like my streaming is working. So hallelujah.
Yeah. People are showing you the love, Angel, showing the love there.
They sure are. They sure are. And it's, I think these days more and more we need more love, right? Like we could just use a whole lot more love. There's a whole lot of ick, right, that's going on in the world. And, quarterback, what do they call it? Like social media, like warriors out there. But honestly, we need more love. We need more grace. We need more kindness. We need more patience. And I think if we can just, put a little bit more out there, we'll just make the world just a little bit shinier, a little bit more happy.
Yes. Yeah. Now, Angel, how did you, because I always like to get the backstories of people. So how did you really start in this wonderful world of media? Because I know it's a lot.
It is a great question. And I am the unlikeliest candidate of all time to ever be in this seat. I almost didn't graduate from high school because I couldn't pass my public speaking class. And one of the things that they had us do in this public speaking class was go into a radio studio, our high school radio studio booth. And all I had to do was read word for word, right? Read a piece of paper, like a sales copy, an advertisement, into a microphone. And I couldn't do it in front of my classmates. Like my voice closed up, my stomach, right, full of butterflies. I couldn't get any volume out. And I promise you, my teacher, he said, Angel, you will never have a career in broadcasting. And I thought, hallelujah, no problem. I am complete stage fright, complete introvert, incredibly shy. My dad moved around all the time when I was growing up. And so I always started school later than all the rest of the kids. So, I was always the new one coming in, and I always left early. So completely introverted, shy, and incredible stage fright. However, I started doing admin for a public speaker. And so he had me start doing some presentations with him. And it was ugly. It was terrible. But when my very first day we started a podcast, our podcast got discovered. And my first day in the radio studio, real live radio studio, on the air radio, I took my headphones off after that first 18-minute production. And I said, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I want to become one of the top radio broadcasters in the country. And so for the next 10 years, that's what I put my head down to do, is become one of the top broadcasters. And when I left my career 5 years ago, I was in the top 1% of my industry. Yeah. I hosted over 2,500 broadcasts, interviewed 5,000 guests, and I was the host of two 2 hours, so 4 hours of talk radio, 2 back-to-back shows every single day. And so like from completely embarrassed, completely shy, no clue, right, never wanting to do that, to the complete other side of it, being, award-winning, nationally syndicated. And so now I just have the true pleasure of now teaching entrepreneurs how to get booked on radio, television, magazines, podcasts, and summits.
Oh my God, you are my hero. You are my hero. I mean, I mean that honestly, Angel, because, and Barbara knows this, I did something like you. It's like we're kindred spirits, because I was shy and everything. Yeah. Didn't even think I was going to be doing stuff like this. Right. And just like when I started, it was a flop. Some was a flop. I was like, oh, this is not going to go well with me or whatever. And then now I'm just like encouraged. I love it. And I'm just trying to get to the next level, like where you are, and just to hear your story. That's why I love to hear people's stories, because it gives me hope. It gives me hope.
I love it. I love it. You're right. Something's better than nothing, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah. And honestly, you stepping out, especially when, and I always say, like, if I have one foot in terrified, but one foot in excited, like that's a really exciting place to be. And you're about to make an impact. And so don't be afraid of it. As long as you have some excitement, you've got people like we have the Barber show, right? If you have other people to support you and to lift you up, girl, the world is your oyster. And so it's been an incredible journey. It's been an incredible journey for me. And it's like, I don't even know who that girl was, because like you look in the mirror and you're like, look how far we've come. And even now, I know I heard you talking about the resource of Help a Reporter.
Yes.
2 years ago, I started a brand new resource for helping entrepreneurs find guests and get booked on
Need a guest.
shows. Yeah, and the
Use
need-
it. Use it.
Yes.
Use it.
Oh yeah, because you're
Angel.
oh my God, yes.
Yes.
Yes, so that's us. Need a guest. We just crossed over 20,000 members. We've adding now a new premium level with lots more resources, helping podcasters get sponsored, bringing more advertising dollars to their shows. It is, we're having a lot of fun over here.
Oh, I got to get I got to get the premier package. I think I'm in this as the first level. I got to get to the next level quick. Because, I mean, Angel, I got to thank you and Barbara, too, because she told me about it.
I told her, I said, you need to go onto Angel's group.
Yeah, because I have some other shows I do, and I was like, Barbara, I'm trying to find guests. I wanted to come. I put it out there, Angel. Oh, my God. I'm booked all the way. I mean, I have guests booked all the way to December.
I believe it. I believe it. Yeah, I know. Somebody said to me, I mean, just even my regular calendar is already, people are booking for June. You can't even get in with me in May anymore. And like, this is just crazy. This is just crazy. So it's exciting. It's exciting and new problems. We've had to redo all of our back end automation, get a different CRM level, like everything, because it's just growing. It's growing so fast. But the one thing we have tapped into is, how do I get exposure? How do I get visibility, traffic, and leads? And we've unlocked it. So thank you so much for being a part of our group.
Oh, well, I got to get to your premiere. I mean the premium. I'm so curious about that.
It's free for right now. We're unlocking it for free. It's getpremiumforfree.com, and you can sign up and you'll have access to it, lifetime access for free. We're doing that for the first, I haven't decided exactly how many people are in it, but there's only like 400 people that have joined so far. So
that's not an only. That's like
So get premium. Well, guess what? Yes, we'll do that.
Yes, say that again, because we got people, looking and.
So the website, like if you want to join the Facebook group, you can go to needaguest.com and it'll take you right to the Facebook group.
Right.
And it's a free resource. It's our way of giving back. It's the best online group for finding guests and getting booked, right? You can't probably book on the Time to Shine Happiness show because they're booked through December, but maybe, right? If you ever need a guest,
reach out to us. We're looking, I'm always looking.
They're always looking, and they always have cancellations, right? There's always changes. So, and then if you want to be a part of our elevated program, the website is getpremiumforfree.com, and there's an application that you would fill out for that.
Cool beans.
Look at that. She's like, I'm on it.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, okay, let me write that.
Barbara BB1, she does the back of the house stuff. So this has been a great partnership, and little did we know 3 years ago that here we go. And I mean, we have graduated to the next level in E360 TV. We're so excited, and it's just
I mean, it's just amazing. And Barbara, like I said, going back to introducing your basically your Facebook and getting guests and stuff like that, Angel. I mean, that has helped so many podcasters out. I have to say, I have to just give you so much love for that, because not only, like I said, we have this show, Time to Shine Happiness. Barbara has her shows that she does with other people. I have my own show. I have like 4 other shows that I do.
You do? If you're looking for guests, and so this is something that we started just as a resource for podcasters, mostly for my clients, because we were helping them to get booked. We teach a formula of 2 interviews a week and 1 press release a month is the strategy for exposure, puts you in front of 100 fresh new audiences, continuous leads, media exposure, like all the things. 2 interviews a week, 1 press release a month. So we started the group so I would have resources to give them 2 interviews a week. And honestly, when it hit 1,000 members, I was thrilled. Then when it bumped up to 5,000 members, I thought, I've hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
And now that we've just crossed over 20,000, it is just growing so fast. So that's why we're starting the elevated program of Get Premium for Free, where we'll have more resources, discussion groups, right, on technology and automation and how to, customer experience, like all the things, as well as sponsors and advertising dollars for you. Like, it is, yeah. I never thought I'd be here, but we really are running like one of the top podcast associations. My business partner just acquired a second podcast group that also has another 20,000 members. So I didn't know I would be here either, but just like you start, right? You start and you keep going and showing up and being consistent and showing up and trying things. If it doesn't work, so what? Right?
Yeah.
Like, now we know not to do it that way.
Don't do that.
But there's so many people that are they feel like they have to have everything all figured out, and they spend a lot of time building up all the back end and the resources. Like, just go and get listeners, go and get clients, right? Just go and start and create the social proof. And before I published my very first book, the advice I was given, because I was just wanting to pick his brain and get all the answers and figure it all out and get the information. And he said to me, Angel, just write it. You'll figure out everything you need along the way. And so even like if you want to start a podcast, just start the podcast.
That's what we did. Just start.
You'll figure out. Right? And so you'll figure out how to get guests. You'll figure out the technology. You'll figure out the marketing. You'll figure out the co-hosting. You'll figure out the banter, the cadence, the sponsor. You'll figure it out because you've started. And now there's accountability to keep it going. And so I'm just super excited. I think what you two ladies are doing are paving the way, setting a premium example of what a quality show looks like. And so you guys can be like the flagship of helping others to start their own programs as well.
And we have had several, I'm going to blow our own horn a little bit. We've had several people that have come on as first-time guests. Oh, Barb, I've never been on a podcast before. Well, come on ours. We'll be easy on you. And after the show, they were like, oh, wow, this was so much fun because it was a conversation.
Yeah.
Let's have a conversation about what you do and how you make a difference in the world and how you bring happiness to the people around you.
I love it. Are you guys on my directory? I got to get you on my podcast directory too, to make sure that I can send people to you.
I'm part of your group. I joined your group. Oh, yike. Well, I'll have to look and see when I joined your group. I mean, you didn't have 10,000. It was way back.
No, I don't think I need to get on your directory. I don't think I'm on your directory. Anything that you have, Angel, I want to be on.
She's like, send it on over.
Send it all over. If there's a price tag to it, I'll work it out.
No. These are just all fabulous resources that we want to give to you because they help me, right? They help me to provide to my clients to make sure that we are getting them booked because my clients hire me to manage their PR for them. So we're always managing their PR for them. So we are booking them on 2 shows a week and doing 1 press release for them. So this just makes our job really easy because all of the resources are coming to me. I have a network. I have a podcast directory with several hundred podcasts on it. We have the Need a Guest group with 20,000 people on it. And then I have a media database of over 100,000 media resources. So if I can have it all in-house, then it's really easy for me to build those relationships and connections to guarantee 2 interviews a week, 1 press release a month for my clients. So these are free resources, and we're always looking for quality podcasts, quality stages, magazines, TV shows, radio shows that we can bring you clients to.
Right.
See, I love how, this is, like I said, this is kind of just a match made in heaven. Like you said, Barbara, again, thank you for introducing Angel. Because I know, and just to ask you the question, Angel, because just going back to different shows, like I know Barbara has her shows, other shows that she does and co-hosts. And every show there's a reason for it. Like, for example, my other show I have is called The Coaches Lounge. And I bring on coaches, educators, and consultants to give them a spotlight, for them to spotlight. Because I feel like a lot of shows don't do that for coaches. It's like it's always either speakers, authors, or, but coaches don't get that love, and they're the ones that are in the trenches with people. So then I was like, oh, how do I get, where do I go? I can go out on Facebook and say, hey, you want to be on the show? But then I was like, I don't want to do it that way, because people just, some people were not really going by what I needed. So what I like about you, Angel, and just maybe give a little take on that, is when you have a show like a podcast, how do you put yourself out there so you can get the guests? I mean, what do you really what do you say to us as podcasts?
Yeah, so in the beginning, right? It's a lot of trial and error, but get to a place where your audience knows what to expect. So be super clear about what's in it for the audience. So who do so when you're saying you're talking to coaches, or you have a specific genre, then the audience knows, right? There's consistency. I know this is a great place for me to get this type of resource, this type of entertainment, this education. So pick a lane, right? And stay in your lane and stay in your niche, and don't be afraid to really build that up, because I promise you there's an audience for Harley Davidson riding ice cream shop owners, right? I mean, you could be incredibly specific. And so even in our Need a Guest, the more specific you are about who you're looking for and what you're looking for, then the responses you're going to get, you don't have to weed through them. Right? And so it's a real time saver as well for you to say, this is exactly who I want. This is exactly what we're looking for. But then your audience becomes really loyal to you, because they know the type of topics and things that you cover. And you could cover multiple topics but just be super clear. So be super clear about what's in it for your audience and who those guests are. That'll also be really easier for you when you're looking for sponsors for your programs, right? Because they want to be in front of a certain audience. And when you can say, my audience loves Harley Davidsons and ice cream, then you've got really clear sponsors that you can go after for that program, because they're looking for an audience. They're looking obviously for visibility, but they also like to sponsor things that they're passionate about. So if you can tie in some type of nonprofit or a cause or some impact that you're making, then both your audience, your guests, and your sponsors love to support things that they're passionate about. So those are just like in the get-go, as you're developing who you are and what you want your show to be. And then of course, graphics are always really good too, right? Having a good graphic for your show that shows you've got some professionalism behind it. And then it's always, for every episode, it's a 3-pronged marketing, right? It's coming, it's here, we did it. Let us know that it's coming, what the episode is, who you've booked, right? The day of, that it's happening, right? Putting that out. And then making sure you go back and share past episodes. And they have a shelf life, right? And so give them multiple lives and make sure that you're always repurposing and reusing. Is that helpful?
That's very. And I can go, and that's just a really good reminder, because it's like of just putting back out shows. Like, I know I've posted this about out and about, and I know Barbara's put out, but going back, past episodes. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So we created I do have a little podcast. If you're looking at getting more traction and more visibility on your podcast, I have this one's not free. This is a $10 guide that I can send to you guys as well. But we just have all the resources here for podcasters, and just to make it, I mean, if you host your own show, that elevates you in the marketplace. You attract more clients. You're getting your message out. You're creating content. All the people that probably you know them because they have their own show, right? So this is a way to elevate. But as you are growing your show, don't be afraid to be a guest on other people's shows. I mean, this is how I first grew my radio show, is we would go and be a guest on other people's platforms. I would speak to other groups. So go and be a guest on other people's podcasts. And the beautiful thing about digital streaming media versus traditional media is how collaborative the marketplace is. Right? they'll promote your show. They'll tell people go listen to your podcast. Whereas if you've got a TV show on ABC, they're not going to tell you to go watch a show on CBS, right? But the podcasting world, the digital streaming world is so collaborative, and so they will support and promote and it's a completely different vibe, which is why I think it's one of the reasons it's so successful, is that we're not afraid of abundance over here.
Right.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that, Angel, because, like Barbara always says, there's how many people in the world, Barbara, you always say? So
yeah, 9 billion people on the planet. There's a room for everybody.
Yes, absolutely. So don't be afraid. And so go and be a guest on other people's shows and promote it. So every week, go and promote your show and borrow other people's audiences. And it's super collaborative out there in the marketplace. So you'll find your tribe for sure.
Yeah, that's what I love being. I love being a guest on other people's shows, and it's just it's fun. It's fun because you get to talk to other people. You get because you just pick what that show is going to be about. Like I do a couple of different things. I do personality. I do health, and it's like, oh, well, what do your audience want to hear about? Yeah. Find out before what's the audience? What are they looking for? Yeah. And then tailor your thing, your jam to their audience.
You bet. Right.
And so easy to do it.
There are so many, right? Every single day. And you could stay really busy, right? Being a guest on other people's shows, which is why I recommend the cadence of 2 per week. 2 is a nice number that you can manage. You can still serve your VIP clients, run your company, do the thing that you want to do without getting overwhelmed. I had somebody once she's like, Angel, I'm going to go and I'm going to do 12 a week. Well, after 3 weeks, she was completely burnt out, right? She's like, I don't ever want to be on another podcast again. I'm like, well, you just did a year's worth of podcasts just pouring into, and the energy that you're pouring into not only getting the shows, but doing the shows, marketing the shows, right? And the follow-up from the shows. So just easy peasy. I want you to get really comfortable with the consistency, right? It's just doing the habits. It's those daily habits that create success. So these are the weekly habits that create success, right? 2 audiences. I'm still going to do my own stuff, but I'm going to get in front of, I'm going to make sure that every week I'm in front of a fresh new audience, because you need, if you're going to monetize anything, it's exposure before profit. And so you need to go out and create the exposure, build the following, get the list. So then when you have something to sell, you have an audience that is already chomping at the bit for it. So, I mean, you've seen it. Some of these influencers, they launch something and they, 20 million people bought it. Well, they had 20 million people already following them, right? They already had the audience. So go and create the exposure first. Being a guest on other people's shows, building your own show is great, right? But the way that you'll do it faster is those 2 interviews a week, right? A radio show, a summit, a podcast, a magazine, right? Do that every single week, build your audience. And then when you've got something to launch, you'll already have the audience ready for you.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. I love that.
Angel, for another hour with this. I mean, you're just giving so many good golden nuggets. And see, that's where the time goes. Now we have the time. And we didn't even get into press releases. See, Barbara? We need to bring her back on, and she's going to come on.
We're going to have to bring you back on.
I know, we just started talking podcasting, which is so exciting. But I will tell you, a press release every single month is a good idea. Connect with the media, get your story out into the news. And especially if you're concerned at all about, or if you're leveraging ChatGPT and the new AI tools, you want to control the narrative. And so where do they get their information? From websites. And the best websites are news sites. And the best way to control the story is to have your press release out every month, creating your news, your story that the AI can pull from.
Every month, huh? Okay, that's
every
good.
month.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, now, Barb.
Quarterly is good. Quarterly is a good cadence, right? 1 every 90 days. But I want you to build into and think about it. Every month you're doing something amazing. You're launching new courses, new programs, introducing or interviewing amazing guests, new events that you've got, aligning with a nonprofit, all of the things. There's probably 16. We have a 16-point checklist of things that most business owners accomplish throughout the year. So we could find 12.
Yeah. Yeah.
12 mini headlines. You go and design your business. Think about like extra, read all about it. Barbara Beckley, Diamond Factory Network does this, right? Major headline. And so, in order to hit that milestone, what has to happen before that? What has to happen before that? So now design like a monthly plan that is your headlines. And then on the day of your birthday, my birthday falls on the 18th of the month, the day of your birthday, remind yourself to put out a press release with your designed headline.
That's great. Yeah. And you know what? I'd forgotten that tip because I've heard you say that many times and forgotten it. Yes. Okay. Because my birthday's coming up on Memorial Day.
Oh, it's around the corner. Oh, well, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So put out a press release.
Our anniversary for this show is coming.
And it'll be time.
Yeah, you have an anniversary.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Milestones are great reasons to put out a press release.
Well, Angel, hopefully you can come because I know you're a very busy lady, but hopefully you can come back because there's some other things that we would love to hear from you. And I know the audience that we have would love to hear information, but any last thoughts for anybody that's listening right now?
Oh, I am just so excited that we could be here today together. It's not an accident. So if you are listening to this, it is time for you to shine even brighter. Let's go make a big impact. Leverage the power of podcasts, press release, media. And if there's anything that we can do to be a resource for you, I'm certain we have it. We have the resource and we have the people. So come and join us over in our Facebook group, needaguest.com.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And like Angel said, use the resources, and a lot of resources she's not even charging for, which, it's a lot of value.
Right.
I said resource. So Angel, thank you again. This was, like I said, I feel like I've been knowing you for a while, but it's been nice meeting you and being on the show. And Barbara, as always, you're a star lady. You always bring the best. Always the best. So with that, we will see everybody next Tuesday with another guest next week. And like Barbara always says, what do you always say, Barbara?
Just make happiness the norm rather than the exception, because you deserve to lead a happy, healthy, financially free, abundant life. And we're going to help you do it.
Okay, everybody. Time to shine.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.